Core belief number 3 is if we know what to look for and we know what to do, suicide has to be one of the most preventable deaths. Suicide first aid training is, precisely that, training people of how to kind of recognize and respond in a crisis. And I think probably the best way to let people know about it is to tell people what the 3 core beliefs that underpin the program are, because it kind of makes everything else make sense. Number 1 is that people thinking about suicide don't actually want to die. They just don't want to live in the pain that they're in. So therefore, most people thinking about suicide do let other people know. And that might be consciously or it could be unconsciously, by things that we might see them doing or hear them saying. But most people do let people know. And so, core belief number 3 is if we know what to look for and we know what to do, suicide has to be one of the most preventable deaths. And that kind of underpins the whole program of, really kind of getting to grips with what is suicide? How can we understand how someone can go from no thoughts of suicide to thoughts of suicide? What that means, what signs might people show? Spoiler alert, change, is what you're looking for here. Doesn't matter if you're right. Doesn't matter if you ask someone if they're thinking about suicide and they're not. So whatever that change might be, just let that person know what you've seen and ask them, are you thinking about suicide? And it is always safe to ask about suicide. You're never going to ask the wrong person.